Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that affects every single one of us, but is often misunderstood: taxes. Now, I know what you're thinking. Taxes, snooze fest. But trust me, the US tax system is filled with bizarre history, strange rules, and downright shocking facts that will make you see that annual filing in a whole new light. So grab your popcorn, because we're about to uncover 10 surprising truths about American taxes that will absolutely blow your mind. Let's kick things off with a big one. Did you know that for the first 125 years of its existence, the United States didn't have a permanent federal income tax? That's right. From 1776 until the early 20th century, the federal government mostly funded itself through tariffs, which are taxes on imported goods and excise taxes on things like whiskey and tobacco. The very first income tax was actually a temporary measure during the Civil War to fund the Union Army, and it was repealed about a decade later. It wasn't until 1913, with the ratification of the 16th Amendment, that the federal income tax as we know it became a permanent fixture. Imagine a world with no April 15th deadline. Alright, fact number 2. Ever wonder why tax day is April 15th? Well, it wasn't always this date. When the modern income tax was established in 1913, the deadline was actually March 1st. Lawmakers soon realized that wasn't enough time for people to get their paperwork together, so they pushed it to March 15th. But by 1955, as more and more Americans began paying income tax, the government needed an even longer buffer. So they moved the deadline to April 15th, and it's stuck there ever since, giving us all that extra month to procrastinate. Now, for something that sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie. Number 3. The IRS has a prize for anyone who can crack certain tax evasion technologies. Seriously, the agency has offered bounties to people who can break the encryption on digital currencies and other anonymizing technologies that criminals use to hide their money from the taxman. It's like a real-life hacker challenge, but instead of a shadowy corporation, you're working for the IRS. It shows just how seriously they take tracking down every last dollar. Moving on to number 4. Think your tax return is complicated? The US tax code is estimated to be over 10 million words long. To put that into perspective, the entire Harry Potter series is just over 1 million words. The Bible is less than 800,000 words, so the rule book for our taxes is about 10 times longer than the entire saga of The Boy Who Lived. No wonder so many people need professional help to figure it all out. It's a labyrinth of laws, regulations, and loopholes. Here's a fun one for number 5. You might have to pay taxes on illegal income. Al Capone, one of America's most notorious gangsters, wasn't taken down for his violent crimes. He was convicted of tax evasion. The Supreme Court ruled that just because income is earned illegally doesn't mean it's exempt from taxes. So, if you happen to make money from, say, selling counterfeit sneakers or running an underground poker game, the IRS technically expects you to report that. It's a classic catch-22. Report it and admit to a crime, or don't report it and commit tax fraud. Number 6 is a testament to American patriotism. During World War II, the number of Americans paying federal income tax skyrocketed from about 4 million to 43 million. This was part of a massive government campaign to fund the war effort. They introduced payroll withholding for the first time, taking taxes directly out of people's paychecks. Disney even produced a cartoon starring Donald Duck called The New Spirit, encouraging citizens to pay their taxes to support the troops. It framed paying taxes not as a burden, but as a patriotic duty to help win the war. Let's talk about a state-level oddity for number 7. 9 states in the US have no state income tax at all. That's right. If you live in Alaska, Florida, Nevada, New Hampshire, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Washington, or Wyoming, you don't have to file a state income tax return. Now, before you start packing your bags, remember that states have to get their money from somewhere. These states often make up for it with higher sales taxes, property taxes, or other specific taxes. For example, New Hampshire taxes interest and dividend income, and Alaska is heavily funded by its oil industry. For number 8, let's get a little presidential. Believe it or not, the White House pays property taxes. Well, sort of. The US government doesn't actually pay property taxes on federal buildings. However, Washington, D.C. calculates what the property tax asterisk would asterisk be for the White House, which is valued at hundreds of millions of dollars. The federal government then makes a payment in lieu of taxes to the city to compensate for the services it uses, like fire and police protection. So while it's not a direct tax bill, the principle is the same. Number 9 is for all the pet lovers out there. In some very specific cases, you can claim your pet as a tax deduction. If your cat or dog is a working animal, you might be in luck. For example, a guard dog used for a business can be a deductible expense. Or if you have a popular pet influencer on social media, the costs of their food, toys, and vet visits could potentially be deducted as business expenses. Even the cost of fostering animals for a qualified non-profit can sometimes be written off as a charitable donation. Just be sure to check with a tax professional before you try to write off Fido's new sweater. And finally, our 10th and possibly most mind-blowing fact: if you win the Nobel Prize, you have to pay taxes on the prize money. The award comes with a cash prize of about $1 million, and in the US, that's considered taxable income. Winners have a choice. They can accept the money and pay the taxes, or they can donate it directly to a qualifying charity to avoid the tax hit. Many laureates, like President Obama in 2009, choose to donate the entire amount. It's a noble gesture, but also a savvy financial move. So there you have it. 10 surprising truths about taxes that prove this topic is anything but boring. From its temporary beginnings to its mind-boggling complexity and strange rules about pets and prizes, the American tax system is a fascinating subject. Which of these facts surprised you the most? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content that makes you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.